For some of you, this is a reintroduction, and maybe some of you are seeing my channel for the first time, but either way, let's think of this as a fresh start. Hello, my name is Ferga. This is my YouTube channel. A little while ago I stopped uploading videos on here, almost a year and a half ago to be exact. I loved making these, but there were a few problems. Mainly I was processing things that I didn't want to do in public. I love making these, but I also value privacy. I didn't know how to square that circle, so I took a break. I kept filming though, I just stopped uploading. Anyway, I'm back here now because I've come up with something that works for me. For every week of the year, I put together a video and scheduled it to upload at roughly the same time the following year. In other words, for every Sunday in 2021, there will be a video from me, my thoughts, my experiences, my life, my perspective, but all from exactly 1 year before. Doing it this way has allowed me to be more raw, more real, because whatever I'm working through and thinking about will be done and less relevant by the time the video is public. It feels more like a memoir than reality TV to me, that way I guess, and has allowed me to be much more open and thoughtful and free with the stuff I make, while still feeling I have a lot of boundaries intact. I guess my boundary is time. Anyway, this means I get to give you a little sneak peek of what will be going up on this channel this year. So, here's where I've been since I signed off 2 summers ago. I've been traveling. I've had adventures full of highs and full of lows. I've had hard winters full of difficult decisions. I've had romances and friendships, some of which are memories for me now, some of which are still burning bright. I've experienced health improvements, freedom and empowerment, and also terrible setbacks. I've had many, many changes of mind, changes of heart, changes of perspective. I've spent the first half of 2020 completely and utterly alone. But I could count the hours spent alone in the second half of 2020 on one hand. There were a lot of moments when, in the words of Sam Seaborn, I was absolutely nowhere. And then there were moments when I was, in the words of Simone de Beauvoir, in La Force de l'Âge, the prime of life. I've called this channel The Prime of Life because, in part, of that book by her. When last we spoke, my videos were about a life of waiting for health, a sort of portrait of a girl looking ever forward. I think that was what I needed to be doing then. And the health never quite arrived, absolutely, totally and flawlessly the way I used to think it would. You know how when you're in school you are invited to think that you are sort of waiting for life, that you're not quite in it yet, you're preparing, and someday you'll be in some way in it? It will arrive. Well, illness is much the same, I think. And you wait for some moment when someone will say, you're here, you did it, you're alive, you're human, this is the life you get. But it never happens that way, of course. If I waited to be an Olympian, an undeniably well person, I could wait forever. Ultimately, you have to call it yourself. You know? You have to call it. You have to say, I've arrived.
Did you ever read Albert Camus? A bit about how you've got to turn away from the world to understand it. Did you feel this too? I was in a mindless kind of queue. But then I went and put myself right out. Things just got a bit wilder. Haven't you heard right? It's a truly absurd life. Tomorrow you could be a big hole, and the next day you could be a king. Can't return to my old ways when the nothingness held up the days. Now come to think of it, I only got out of bed for you.
So this is me calling it. Healthy or not, sleeping or awake, the wintering is over. The journey out of winter, out of hoping, into the present, into the prime, is where I've been. At its core, that's what my videos are about this year. They're about calling it. They're about announcing to the universe I am in my prime, sickness and all. I am unafraid. I claim my days, even the ones in bed, even the ones where it feels like you're nowhere. As long as we are alive, we are always somewhere.
Got lost, found things just got a bit lighter. Haven't you heard, love? It's a truly absurd love. Tomorrow you could be a big kiss, and the next day you could be a stone. Can't return to my old lives, quite oblivious to all of the signs. And now come to think of it, I only got out of bed for you.
And in truth, this has been sort of a good year, despite everything. There's been ups and downs, which we'll get to in the next few weeks, but it's a year in which I have insisted on feeling somewhere, you know? Anyway, if this sounds interesting to you, I hope you'll follow me and share your perspectives. I've so missed hearing from you while I've been away. Oh, and one final thing before we start. Let me just say I'm 22 and I do not know literally anything. You may disagree with me, you may be irritated by me, and you're probably right. But I hope you'll be kind and let this be a gentle place on the internet for gentle little videos that aren't really that deep or important, but that are full of heart. So that's me, I guess. See you next and every Sunday from now on. Oh, and I'm wishing you a very happy new year. Lots of love, Virgo.